A plane crash has occurred in Ahmedabad, India. The passenger plane was carrying 242 people and is said to have crashed shortly after takeoff. The air of panic that was recorded in the area. Images of those moments are coming to your screens right now. The Indian Airlines plane had taken off from Ahmedabad for Birmingham, England. However, it crashed shortly after takeoff. According to the authorities, there were 242 people on board. There is no official information about the number of casualties or injured yet. Of course, there was a fire at the point where the plane crashed, and of course it hurts on your screens. After that fire, look, black smoke continues to rise into the sky from the region. Of course, fire brigades, medical teams, security teams are on the scene in the region at the moment, and they continue their work. In the past few minutes, a passenger plane crashed in India in a catastrophic accident. It is not yet known why it crashed, as we have expressed a very hot development. But the passenger plane had 242 people on board, of course, according to information from the authorities. It was carrying 242 passengers, and it crashed not long after takeoff. How many people were injured? How many people lost their lives after this disastrous accident? Of course, we do not have any official information about this, because the incident is still hot in the following minutes. We will, of course, continue to report new hot developments. Of course, this was an Indian Airways plane that took off from, let's say, Ahmedabad and England's to get to Birmingham, and it was making a flight. It is not clear why, but of course very soon we were informed that it crashed, and after the plane crashed, started to catch fire. There was a fire, this time at the airport. Here you see. Let us inform you that that fire is also continuing, as we can see on the screen now. And it is also close to a residential area. When we read the footage, we can see that this airport is a very big airport in the region, of course. After this accident, after the plane crashed, the air of panic is on record. Of course, those who live in the area, those who witnessed the incident, those who were at the airport are following what is happening with great fear, watching right now. 242 passengers are indeed. We don't know how many people lost their lives and how many people were injured after this tragic accident, but much of what we know will become clearer in the coming hours. Of course, now, as we have just underlined, fire brigades, medical teams, they are at the scene, and we can share a prediction that security measures may have been taken. The moment before, of course, this flamethrower that started to burst into flames after it crashed. Fire brigades continue to work to extinguish the fire on the plane, which has turned into a pile of iron, we can say. Of course, on the other hand, the medical teams are also continuing their duty on the ground. They want to provide first aid to the wounded and injured as soon as possible, and we estimate that there is a very intense effort to transfer them to the nearest hospitals. Let us also state this. The first images recorded after the disastrous incident continue to appear on your screens. On the one hand, we see what the plane has become. On the other hand, we also said that after the plane crashed and shattered, it caught fire. After that fire, these images, which we can understand about the size of the fire, continue to take place on your screens. Why did this plane crash? It is stated that it crashed very shortly after takeoff. It had taken off to go to Birmingham, England. It took off from India. Why did it crash? Was it a piloting error? Or were the necessary technical investigations and measures not taken? Of course, after such an incident, many questions come to mind. Was it a human error or a technical error? The answers to these questions will of course become clearer as a result of the investigations carried out in the coming days. Thank you for watching.